Based on the information just given to me, we have the location of the processing center. We must neutralize these people today and recover that formula. Now, when we go in, we're going in full tilt. So let's get ready. Okay, guys, grab that perp and bring him in here. I want those bodies with this car inside here before somebody notices them. Hopefully nobody heard the shots. Go, move. Okay, time to start talking and explain all the shit that's going on around here. Let's start with all those tips. It looks like you work for Sullivan. Or do you have your own agenda? You killed Morris and the other FBI agents.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, the beret. That's your Special Forces beret. And the gloves to complete, those are the same gloves I told you not to wear 2 years ago in the ESU. How could I forget those, Marty? I always knew you were a thief, but now you're a killer? That's a totally different ball game.
Come on, OT. We are the garbage of the NYPD, and they made us special agents? They are not FBI. They are CIA. Sullivan wants the formula to sell it.
It's a nail. They're always one step ahead of us. We got a tip from a reliable source that there's going to be a huge deal going on at this nightclub later on. Our subject, Rolando Ortiz, is supposed to be there.
Sir, what do we...
Lieutenant, we can skip all the pleasantries and formalities.
Detective Nick Hunter. Welcome to the 117. I don't know what kind of shit you pulled in Staten Island, but you will not pull that shit here.
I can explain what happened over there in Staten Island.
Really? I'm looking at your file here. I can't believe the stuff that's in here. Assault. Dismissed.
I can explain that. There's a logical explanation.
Assault. Dismissed. Intoxicated on duty.
But that never happened. I was never intoxicated on duty.
Intoxicated on duty. A DWI. I don't know how the hell you're still a cop.
Some of these things were taken out of context. I think there's a couple of things in there that happened in the last few years that you could probably disregard.
Disregard? This is your official department file. This follows you everywhere.
I know, but all right.
This is the 117th, for crying out loud. This is the big leagues. We're not chasing squirrels around here.
I can assure you, Lieutenant, that we were doing some quality police work over there in Staten Island.
Listen, I have no choice in the matter. You're getting partnered up with Marshall.
The girl?
Yes. And she's a hell of a detective. Maybe you'll learn something from her.
Can't you just put me out on my own?
I know you guys are going to
2003 was like most others. The Youngers checked into their cabin, had dinner, and Mark spent time with their two sons, while Florence was outside for some fresh air.
Mark read a story to the boys, sang a song, put them to bed, kissed them goodnight, and came back out to the deck, and that Florence was not on the deck.
Mark assumed Florence went next door to their friend's cabin, since their lights were on. Not wanting to leave the children alone, Mark went to bed. Substantial. He said when he told Mark he had found Florence's body, Mark didn't ask him where it was.
The resort owner absolutely positively testified that he did not tell Mark where Florence was.
But Mark appeared to know exactly where to go. Prosecutors believe Mark hoped to salvage their marriage, but they think Florence said no. Mark became violent and pushed her over the railing. She hit her head on the boat launch 12 feet below. The evidence indicates she lay there bleeding for at least 90 minutes. Mark went back to their cabin and put the boys to bed. When he returned to the boat launch, he was probably surprised to learn that Florence was still alive. So he pushed her into the lake, where she drowned.